Cloud computing, internet-based networks. Okay, we've talked a little bit about cloud computing. Cloud computing is best described as a business model that allows organizations to use the internet to rent computing resources on demand, operated on remote third-party technology infrastructure. What a mouthful, right? So when you are accessing your iCloud, that is using cloud computing. When you're reading your email, that's stored on Gmail servers. When you are logging in to maybe play video games, that is probably stored on a server somewhere. If you're entering into a big old chat room, that's stored on a server somewhere. Servers can be used for everything, storing files, storing client data. All of this, you can again rent computing processing power. So CPUs, GPUs, you can rent a virtual machine, and you might have dealt with this at work or something like that, where you have to log in separately and you remote access another computer. That is cloud computing. Now, the exam wants you to know what are the benefits and the risks of cloud computing. I've had people look at me and say, well, like, I don't really understand this. I mean, I'm going to explain it to you how the exam wants you to know it. But this is what the exam wants you to know. So generally, this reduces costs, specifically upfront equipment costs. And this makes sense, right? Because we're not having to buy our own computers. We're essentially, it's like instead of buying a house, we're just renting a house, which is generally much cheaper, especially upfront. Right? You don't have to worry about maintaining those computers. It's maintained by a larger company that has economies of scale. Amazon Web Services is going to deal with all of that for you. We're not going to have to buy our own technology infrastructure. It uses public communications channels, which ties into some of the risks because security is in the hands of the third party. So yes, maybe maybe you're not the best at security as a company, but at least it's in your own hands. When you use Google Drive, iCloud, and Amazon Web Services, the security is in the hands of those companies. Maybe those companies are better at security. It's not for you to decide. I don't know, but it's for better or for worse. Security is in the hands of the third party. You're relinquishing control of that, right? It utilizes immediate transmissions. Now, this is where someone was like, "Hey, it's not always the case. I mean, it's pretty slow depending on what you're going for." So yes, but in theory, it's immediate transmissions. You log in, you access your files, boom, you're good. Again, in reality, networks are slow, and it might have some loading time. Increases the number of potential trading partners. Again, what does this really mean? It's essentially saying, like, right, we are online, we are using the internet, so we can now communicate with a lot of other trading partners. We can share files instead of being limited to the physical world right around us in our immediate vicinity. We now can do business with people all around the world. And third-party servers may be more specialized in data storage, so maybe they can store your data more efficiently, taking up less space, and maybe they are better at security because they have to be more secure for so many people. And some companies are better than others. You hear that in the news all the time about hacks and these servers crashing and complete outages across the country. Totally depends. Now, again, lastly, with the risks, your entity has no control over the third party, right? You can't walk up to Jeffrey Bezos' office and say, hey, I want you to change how you're storing my files. It doesn't work that way. And the third party may be slow to respond. I mean, again, this is a case-by-case basis, but this is what the exam wants you to know as potential risks. Awesome. Awesome. We are making good progress, right? Having a good time, as always. We're always having a good time. Let's keep moving along.
Hey there! Are you ready to not only pass your CPA exams, but truly understand and enjoy the material while studying? I know it seems impossible, right? Especially to enjoy the material? We'll do it together. Tap into the power of CPA.examprep.ai, where we've got personalized quizzes, multiple choice questions, memorization guides, flashcards, simulations, all tailored to your learning. Our adaptive study planning puts you on the fastest path to success and lifts you back up if you fall behind. Avoid wasting your precious time and money attempting an exam with a low chance of passing, because who wants that? We want to get you through this process as quick as possible. Our exam readiness prediction lets you walk in with confidence, knowing that you're prepared for success on exam day. Thankfully, there's no payment method needed to get started, so why don't you come join us? Visit cpa.examprep.ai and let's achieve your exam success together.